Welcome back to the channel. We're playing 20 questions with.
Abigail Markov. I'm a pen maker, an artist, and general maker of messes.
It's fun. I like living in chaos.
I do too.
Best way to live. All right, let's get into the questions.
Cool.
When I say fountain pen, what pen do you think of?
Oh, there's too many, but off the top of my head, probably a Waterman my mom had when I was a kid.
All right. How did you get into pens?
I learned about them at first through my mom as a kid. She loved fountain pens, collected them when she could. Lost touch with them because, adulthood happens, and then found them again, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and haven't left since.
What was your first pen?
I cannot remember. That was a while ago.
Do you remember any of your early pens?
It wasn't a pilot. It was one of the ones that you can get in an art store. I had a little orange cap, silver body, probably had an extra fine nib. Didn't write very well, so I didn't use it much. It turns out I don't like EF nibs for the most part, um, unless they're a wet noodle, and then I like that. But then there was some Chinese pens that my late husband got me, and then he started turning pens for me, and then I started turning pens, and yeah, you kind of after, your 100th or 200th pen, you start losing track.
That's fair. What's your current daily driver?
Except that I just lost it about 2 days ago. It was the baby prototype. I know, it's killing me. It's like I can't find it and I'm a little freaked out.
Yeah,
So otherwise, that one.
what's your favorite ink?
Right now, I'm enjoying Dominant Industry, and I can't pronounce the brand name. It's this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's Taxidermy Genius from Waringle. I can't pronounce it. It's the Korean ink. It's just this beautiful kind of purpley red.
It is.
My terrible sketches. Um, it's supposed to have this green sheen to it that's not showing up yet, but I just love that particular shade of like raspberry.
Very pretty ink.
That is, I like it.
What's your favorite brand of either pens or ink?
I mean, I guess I kind of have to say my pens. I'm obligated to say that. Um, ink, I don't really have a favorite brand of ink. I like a more wet ink though.
Okay.
So so if you can find a wet ink, I will play with it until there's no end. The dry inks, because I tend to sit there like this with my pen in my hand for a good 20 minutes just getting lost in thought. A dry ink means I have to clean my nib constantly.
Vintage or modern?
Both.
Oh,
Um, if I could get a vintage flex, I would probably switch my daily just because I love a good flex nib.
vintage flex are fun.
Do you have any?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I have my great grandfather's vintage Washington flex on which
no.
my first is it my first fountain pen? I think it was my first pen. And it had been tucked on grandma's desk since he died in the 70s, just sitting in her it's a celluloid. It had been sitting in her mug with Sharpies, but her desk isn't in the sun. It's the one corner of the living room that doesn't get sunlight. And she just like pulled it out of the cup one day and went, I think I've got a fountain pen on my desk. And then I posted it on Reddit and I learned all about how cool it was as a pen.
Oh my gosh. I would love to see that one.
I'll show you. For a while, it was a daily driver. It hasn't been inked for a while, but it's super fun.
Does it flex really nicely? You gotta love the line width on a flex just to play with it.
Oh yeah. Do you swatch all your inks?
Yes and no. When I get a new ink, I play with it, but I don't necessarily have like a swatch book. I'm not nearly that organized. I love seeing other people's swatches though. I'm pretty sure half of my feed is new pens and swatches.
Pretty
The
sure.
rest is planners,
Yeah, half
and
of
I don't plan.
that too. It's like swatches, pens, and then like maker pens thrown in, like in progress things.
Right. And like there's that planner niche that I wish I was good at. I can't use a planner to save my life. I get like 2 days in and then that's it.
Yep, I try. I
I
bake
do too.
for a couple weeks and then I go back.
Yep. It's like there's all that wasted paper, and then I feel guilty for the wasted paper, and I'm just like, I give up.
It's why I use an undated weekly.
Yep. Have 4 or 5 notebooks on my desk right now. I've got I think that's one of the next questions, so just stop talking.
Yeah. Do you daily drive the same ink and pen combination or do you always switch it up?
Um, I usually use the same pen for
Okay.
different purposes. So like my writing pen is the baby prototype with a medium nib, or I'll swap out it for a flex nib. If I'm sketching, it's an EF Yovo 5 and because I want small lines, but I will switch out the ink to whatever color I feel like using.
Okay. Do you keep your nib writing samples so you know how every pen writes, or do you just know how all of your nibs write?
I have a pretty good idea of how they write,
All right.
just because I write a lot.
What's a pen you wish you could see in person?
Ooh, um, there's a couple. They're all Urushi pens though. So I have, there's something about that particular method that's just, I love it. So I think it's Tamanuri Studios out of France. Some stunning work. And then I'd have to go look up his name. I meant to write it down. I completely forgot. See if I can send you the link if you want afterwards. He's in Japan and is doing some of the most beautiful maquille work, including on glassware of everything. But some of his pens I would love to see.
What's your current grail?
One of those two pens.
One of those two pens.
You
Fair.
know, one of the Rodden pen from uh, the Taminori, but yeah, any of the maquille from Japan.
What pen would you recommend to a beginner?
Um, it's going to depend on the way they like to write. If they're a fast writer, I'm going to say, okay, you know what, you're going to want any medium width nib, find a pen weight you like. The trick is really just to find what fits in your hand, right? Because everybody's going to find something different. Um, but I would probably start with the medium nib, if nothing else. Because I've had people try the EFs and they're like, I hate it. I never want to touch a fountain pen again. And I've had people try the broads and they're like, this is ridiculous. I can't even read my handwriting. It's like start at a medium, just like, a Bach or a Yovo or a great nib just to get started. But as far as the body goes, whatever you like looking at and whatever sits well in your hand, because a poorly balanced pen is a nightmare to write with, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. There are definitely pens that get picked up less in my collection. The weight balance isn't as good, and I have fairly small hands.
Yeah, and I've got these longer fingers, so I like a weight that's lower down.
Oh yeah.
Um,
No, my fingers are long, but like overall my hand is fairly small. And so
mhm.
I find some pens that other people really like are just really awkward in my hand.
How so?
Uh oh, it's the platinum clicky pen. I forgot what it's called. The weight
Is it
is
the preppy?
no, it's platinum has a pen sort of like the Decimo, except it's slightly longer.
Hmm.
Weight balance is slightly further back, and so it
Mm.
just doesn't work in my hand. Whereas a
Yeah, I don't like the.
yeah, whereas a Decimo works quite well in my hand, but
Mhm.
a vanishing point is too heavy. Like the
Mhm.
balance is too far back for my hand.
Yep. I like a front weighted pen too.
Yeah.
It holds the weight on the paper and you can just move.
What ink would you recommend to a beginner?
Um, I'm trying to remember. There was I don't remember the name of the company, the Quick Ink though. The very fast drying ink.
Oh, Parker.
Yep. That's a great starter ink just because as you're learning to use it, you're going to smear less.
What advice do you have for somebody wanting to try out fountain pens who might be a bit intimidated by them?
Oh, well, start watching your podcast for starters. You're going to learn way too much and you're going to get hooked entirely too fast. Honestly, the Blue Sky fountain pen feed is a lot of fun if you just want to scroll and kind of read everybody's opinion. Um, Talk to people who like them because heaven knows we will talk to you.
And we will talk.
So, oh yeah, you'll be like, okay, it was lovely to meet you. Goodbye.
I asked a single question and now we've been talking for an hour.
Right. And if you're lucky enough to be close enough to a pen show, go to a pen show. The pen show people are, and you know this, are some of the best people you're going to meet. Like, you're going to have a whole new family before you leave.
Yeah, it's a good show. What filling mechanism do you think is most interesting, regardless of if you actually like to use it or not?
The I don't remember the name of it, but the super fast piston filler that I keep seeing everywhere. I'm terrible at names. It's fascinating. Um, I don't know. There's anything that doesn't require twisting is one I enjoy watching. So would I use it? Probably not. Just because knowing me, I take it apart.
That's fair. There are a couple pens that would love to see somebody take apart in my collection. Like,
Oh, which ones?
I want to know how they work. Uh,
Right.
yeah, there's just like I need the inside. I need everything to come in a demonstrator model so that I can see the inside of everything.
Yes, yes, exactly. It's like, please just can I take it apart and then like break it all the little pieces down and make a diagram and put it back together and take it apart again.
Lego, but fountain pen.
Yes, and this is how you get into making fountain pens.
What nib size do you prefer to write with?
I love a fine flex. That is probably my top favorite, though I usually end up with a medium.
I think you might be the first person to say flex on this show.
Really? Oh man, the EF is good if you're a fine writer and you prefer a more fine nib, but the fine flex you can get anywhere from a broad or double broad all the way down to a fine line. So it's fun.
That is fun. Is there a style of nib you love or find interesting but would never actually use?
Um, who is it who does the some of the more calligraphy style, the broad nibs, um, just the really unusual shapes. They're so cool to look at and to watch other people write with, but they would just sit on my desk. So I'm a functional nib person. Flex is about as fancy as I get.
I think that's fair. I like having nibs that I actually use. I don't like anything
Exactly.
that just sits in my collection. Pens, ink,
Hmm.
nibs, like nothing can just sit there for too long.
Yep. Same.
Do you always use the same paper? If so, what paper? If not, what paper's your favorite?
So mostly, yes, I do use the same paper. And Nemesine is my favorite.
Okay.
I I like that little bit of extra tooth it's got. It soaks up an ink faster, so I've got some flexibility in the kind of inks I can use. I do have the Tomoe River just for demonstrations because people ask, but I end up with ink all over my hands every time I use it, so it's not one I use often.
I have a stack of it for the same reason. It's not a paper
Right?
I use. People just ask about how stuff looks on it, and I'm like, I don't enjoy writing on it, but I will have a single ream of the paper just so that I can answer people's questions.
Exactly, exactly. I don't want like my whole side of my hand covered in.
I see no appeal in a paper where an ink takes forever to dry. I want something I can actually use.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And I write fast. That's why I'm writing with a medium nib. It's because the fine skips on me. So it's like I need something that's going to soak up the ink as fast as I'm putting it down.
Yeah. Least favorite ink or ink color family?
Pastels.
Okay.
I don't touch them because
That's
I can't read it.
that's fair. Well,
So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I avoid a handful of brands for ethical reasons, but beyond that, it's just pastels.
well, thanks for playing 20 questions.
It was my pleasure. It was wonderful to finally get to talk to you.
Lovely to finally talk to you more than via text.
So, and thank you for doing these. I've enjoyed watching them, and I know other people are enjoying them too. So hopefully they keep going.